Hello and welcome back, consumers. I'm Altari, the Professional Gamer, and this is another PAX Friday review, the show where we talk about all of the fun, interesting, new, and exciting information that has dropped for PAX Day over the last week. And this week was Crafting Week, and what I mean by that is over the last month now, we have had the opportunity to sit down with some of the developers over at Mainframe and talk about a lot of the future changes that are either happening right now with Alpha 2, known as the Wilderness Alpha, or even looking past the Wilderness Alpha and into early access, some of the changes and also systems that we could look forward to in the coming weeks, months, and years. And in this week's episode of that discussion and interview, they actually unveiled just a little bit more about the economy and how that's going to work in the future. So if you haven't had the opportunity to check any of the interviews out, we have all of those linked down below. But this week's was crafting, so if you're particularly interested in crafting, that's somewhere where you should head over to and give it a listen. And speaking of that as well, we have a commentary video that's paired with that where we try and cover everything that's changed about crafting from Alpha 1 to Alpha 2. There's a lot of gameplay that we actually showed in a 22-minute long video, and we tried to show almost every recipe or every crafting bench that is currently accessible in game. So if you're trying to get a glimpse of the types of things that you'll be able to craft in the Wilderness Alpha, that commentary video is going to be the place for all of you. But for today's PAX Friday review, the thing that I wanted to cover the most is just to go over a lot of the updates for how you can be best prepared for the alpha, to make sure that all of your T's are dotted and your I's are checked, and important things that you need to consider in order to make sure that you have the best chance possible to get into the Wilderness Alpha. So without further ado, if you enjoy this type of content, please do leave a like. It actually really helps us spread the word about our small startup channel. Subscribe so that you can be notified whenever we come out with any new PAX Day or PAX Day related content. We still have a whole heck of a lot more to cover here, and we plan on covering it into the future. And share this video with anyone who might be interested in PAX Day as well. All right, so here we are on the public Discord announcement section, and in case any of you haven't done so, you probably want to make sure that you turn the notification settings for this. Probably want to make sure it's not just at mentions. There's a lot of cool things that get posted onto this announcement channel that you don't want to miss, but this one in particular is a couple of considerations to have for if you want to increase your chances to get into the Wilderness Alpha, which is happening in, I believe, a week and some change now. So definitely check all of this out. First and foremost, you have until April 15th to register on playpaxday.com for the alpha. If somehow you've managed to not do that yet, you need to go over there and do it to make sure that you're signed up. That is literally the only way that you're going to have a chance of being selected, is if you sign up in the first place. Now, it's also important that if you want to increase your chances as best you can, that you connect your Discord to your PAX Day account. That is a very good probability increaser, if you know what I mean. There are 100,000 invites that are going out. Last I checked, we have about 57,000 members of the Discord. So if being a member of the Discord increases your chances, then you'll be one of 57,000 players that have access. That's increasing your chances quite a lot, I believe. In addition, you want to make sure that if you are an elder, you especially want to make sure that your Discord is linked, because all elders For the Discord, those are people who had joined the Pax Dei Discord and reacted to get the special Elder title in like the first 2 or 3 weeks of the game being announced. So if you have that, you're automatically going to be granted access to Pax Dei's Wilderness Alpha as long as you connect your Discord to your Pax Dei account. So please go over to the Pax Dei website, make sure everything's linked. You'll see a nice big green check mark. That is all well and good. Another couple of things to consider for this particular alpha, they did release some minimum requirements for the game. It looks like the RTX 2070 or higher is what the game has been optimized around. You are going to need ideally some solid state hard drive in order to optimize your load-ins and all of that. And they really want to highly recommend that you have an NVMe SSD for Pax Dei. And then another thing that Mainframe also wanted to mention is that they are actively working on getting keybind remapping into Pax Dei, but it is currently not something that is available in the alpha, or it's not going to make it into this alpha. Hopefully it makes it into early access when that launches. So for all of you left-handers, southpaws, or whatever you want to call yourselves, people who are using non-QWERTY keyboards, you are going to have to do a little bit more work to be able to play Pax Dei on the correct key bindings. So for that, you need to go and make sure that you choose the correct layout, that is QWERTY, and then make sure that you save all of your settings on the Microsoft side of things. That is just an important consideration to have. So other than that, those two considerations, you should be pretty much set to get in and start playing Pax Dei's Wilderness Alpha if you're granted access on the 23rd. And that is pretty much all that we have to cover for new stuff this week. You can tell that the development team is getting closer and closer to the launch as the focus has very greatly shifted from showing new content to making sure that the current content that's going to be pushed to all of us for the Wilderness Alpha is nice and clean and bug-free, or as bug-free as it can be for a alpha game. But that is it for today's PAX Friday review. If you liked this type of content, don't forget to share that by hitting the like button down below. Subscribe so that you can be notified whenever we come out with new Pax Dei and Pax Dei related content, and share with any of your friends who might be interested in Pax Dei. Until next Friday's episode of the PAX Friday review, I am Altari the Professional Gamer.